This is
Hey guys.
this is the PSVR Pals podcast as a placeholder. If we come up with a better name, we'll use it. Let's
it.
start off. Let's start off with who we have here. We got Martin over there. That guy.
Nope.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Don't know what to say.
You can say.
Yeah, thanks for the photo.
I'm Martin.
Confidence there, John. I'm Martin. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
All right. From St. Louis, right?
Yeah,
The Missouri area, anyway.
that is correct.
Yes, we've mentioned
All right,
Martin
cool.
on our podcast before. Okay.
Hopefully,
Take a look at Ben.
All right, I'm right here. I'm Ben, aka Samuel L. Jackson. I'm also in Missouri. I'm on the other side of the state. I am from Kansas City. I am part of another podcast, the Video Game Dads podcast. You can find us anywhere podcasts are found. And now I'm part of the VR Pals.
VR Pals.
Pen Pals?
PSVR Pals. Get it straight. Specifically.
PSVR Pals. That's us.
Specifically, at least for this round. We'll call it
Right.
maybe.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, trademark pending. Okay.
Boom.
I
Boom.
am Kurt. I am as well in St. Louis. I like playing PlayStation VR with my pals.
That's us.
And being intently stared at. With Samuel all over here.
I'm just giving you my attention. Sorry.
No, you're good. I am not currently a part of any other podcast except for this one.
Well, you've been a guest on the video game show.
I have been a guest. Is my mic volume okay?
Yeah, are you speaking loud enough? Ongoing joke. All right.
No, it's really that.
This
Like
would
one
be
time we
me.
joked about it.
Yep, right there. Okay. So, I'm Jake Friedel, and I have a very mediocre YouTube channel, also from the St. Louis area. Guest on the Video Game Show podcast. Actually, howdy. Bang, howdy. Also, one of the people putting on the Missouri Game Con. And, yeah,
Yeah.
that's me. And then I'll hand it over to my man Riggs over here. Boom!
Hi. All right. Well, my name is John Riggs. I, like this guy, have a mediocre YouTube channel, and I'm not in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm in Washington State, so I'm on the West Coast. So this is early for me still. This is like just after 7 o'clock my time. It's all like after 9 o'clock your time. So no, and I
All in Transylvania.
Yeah, and
That's right.
Transylvania, yeah.
looks kind of like it though.
I kind of wish we had a little
And I
fire.
attended the St. Louis, Missouri. We should. I wish I was like a little fire pit or something. And I met all of you for the first time at the Missouri Game Con last year.
Correct. Correctamundo. Okay.
That's it.
John Riggs, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
So, I guess first topic of discussion. So, and I see this a lot on Cheap Ass Gamer. People want to know what the best game to start out with the PSVR is, and basically why, or what's not going to make them sick starting out, I guess.
I say
I-
VR Worlds.
Yeah.
I would agree with
Which
VR
one?
Worlds. VR Worlds, especially
Oh, VR Worlds.
the shark cage, because you don't have
Yeah.
to do anything. You're plopped in, and you get a sense of what VR is all about instantly. It's just, and that's just one component of the whole disc. You know, there's what seven different games.
Yeah, London Heist. That's. I can't wait for like the full version of that, whatever it's being called. Does anybody know?
What's that called?
I.
Oh yeah. No, they did.
I have it
just
written down, but I
officially
can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the problem. I can't see my notes.
You're right. Right. I guess you'll have to pull the visor out
Bring them.
slightly. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're in my headdress up here. Let me see. No. Yeah,
No, you got to do
shark
the
cage
Johnny
is good.
Carson thing. The Johnny Carson thing, where you hold it to your head.
Yes. All right, let's see. Is it over here? Nope. Nope. Okay. Yeah, the shark cage is good, but it's pretty passive. I've still seen a lot of people freak out trying it.
Yeah.
I think if you do VR
But
VR
is it-
worlds, like the luge is just like too intense or something. So I
Yeah,
don't know,
Right.
something like this
Is it people that
pretty
don't
good as
know
far as-
what they're getting into?
What'd you say?
People that are freaked out. Is it people that don't know what they're really getting into, or is it people that understand VR?
I think
With the people that freak out in the shark cage?
it's so far been like 3 females, my sister, my niece, and then a neighbor. I think it's the fact that I think it's because it's a shark. It's quasi scary for them, and they get too
Yeah,
intense.
I can
It's not quite like all till dawn or whatever. But as far as like not having to hold a controller, that's a good one.
Did they try like Gear VR prior to that, like the Samsung phone deal?
No, I think this was their like first ever VR thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My parents came up to visit, and I threw them on the VR. My dad loved the Shark Tank, and by the time the shark started to attack, when my mom was doing it, she was freaking out. She actually took the headset off and was like, "I'm done. I'm done."
Nice.
And the thing is, like, that's so like mediocre as far as like jump scare type stuff. Like, I wouldn't dare stick somebody in
Right.
Resident Evil or something, you know.
No, but that's the thing. You're also putting on this new technology that, I mean, is completely foreign to most of these people.
Right.
That you're putting it on, and it's sensory overload. Like, at least the first time I put it on, I knew what I was getting into, and it was still sensory overload.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this morning, I had no idea I'd become an African American male. You know, I am. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
the
And he's
power
owning
of
it up.
VR right
You
now.
never know.
Right. I love it. So yeah.
Yeah. What about some? Oh no. No. I was gonna say the other end of the spectrum. You're our MC. I was just thinking, what's something that you think it
Would be
new
the worst
people would
one?
Not be ready for.
Riggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not John Riggs, but the game Riggs.
Oh,
Have you
I
played
know. That was
Riggs?
funny. I
That
thought you.
one, that one makes me nauseous.
Yes. Yeah, I played Riggs. I actually think it's that other thing on VR Worlds, the Scavenger's Odyssey,
Oh,
the one where you're
yes.
flying from meteoroid to meteoroid and you're like changing perspective.
Yeah,
I got
that
way
one.
more sick
That
on
one I
than
can
Riggs.
see
Yeah,
too.
that was-
I got first time playing that, my stomach was just in knots after 10, 15 minutes, and I was done.
Which one was that?
Yeah,
Oh.
you can't push through.
Which
You're
one
like
was
a
that, Martin?
Scavenger.
Oh yeah.
Scavenger on VR World.
Yeah, that one was pretty
Yeah,
nuts.
Scavenger's Odyssey.
Another bad
Yeah.
one would be not Starblood. What's the other? Valkyrie.
Eve.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Eve Valkyrie. Oh, that
Oh, actually,
you start doing like a tailspin or
Another
something,
one that-
man.
yeah.
It gets crazy.
See, my issue with the
Oh, really?
flying games, is, especially the space ones, as soon as my head loses track of what's up and down,
John, are you drinking something?
I can't.
What's that?
Are you drinking something?
No, not at all. It's just like my internet keeps cutting out, so I can never.
Oh, I could have swore I
everyone
keep
just
hearing
freezes
like
and everyone starts stuttering.
no, I could have swore I heard like gurgling
me.
coming from like. Are you serious?
Oh, that's me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
could. I mean, I have my drink with me.
Oh, perfect.
I got a champagne with me.
John,
Champagne.
John, please share with everybody your current setup.
High life.
Or are you still rocking the setup
What's
with the
that?
chair? Are you still rocking the setup with the chair?
No, I did it once, and that was for Star Trek Bridge Crew. And it was a great setup because I needed to use the move control. You don't have to use the move controllers, but if it's compatible, you may as well use them. That's what they're for. But I play my PlayStation VR in my bedroom where there's about a foot between where I sit on the bed and where my PlayStation camera is, and you're supposed to be back about 5 feet.
Right.
So I got back enough, but I couldn't quite still be angled where the camera was positioned. So I put a chair on top of the bed and sat there, and my wife took a photo of it, and I tweeted it out, and Ubisoft saw it, and I got a shout out from them for it. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no. We did mention that
Ubisoft
because
is the maker of this game.
right. Yeah. So
That's right.
if you want to send us some more VR codes or something, that'd be perfect. We can do this.
Hey, there we go. I know. I'm waiting for. They
What?
should. I don't know what.
The pals need codes.
Yeah, pals need
That's
codes.
right. Well, we have. Ubisoft did this game, Werewolves Within. They have Star Trek Bridge Crew. They have Eagle Flight, and they all have multiplayer functionality. I'd love more like multiplayer VR games, even if it was like this. Like if they had me like a multiplayer, like a poker game, or like Texas Hold'em, or even if it's just like a Cards Against Humanity would be ultimate, of course.
That Resident Evil card game is actually awesome. I would love to be able to play with somebody on that instead of just like against the computer.
Just any of that stuff.
Or just somebody.
Any
Right,
of those,
right.
Those type of games, sitting at a table with like we were talking about like playing Heroes Quest.
Yeah.
Or think of Dungeons and Dragons. I think Dungeons and Dragons is a great idea. Just having have the dungeon master be able to, do his whole thing. You could still have your Cloud of War or the Cloud of War. You can set up the whole map, and then you roll the dice and everything.
Right. I mean, literally, I would play Monopoly like this. Like if we just had a Monopoly table in front of us right now.
Only if there's like a table flipping, like if there's like a table flip option.
Yeah.
Where like I'm done. I'm out.
You're putting how much on the mortgage? But one thing I did want to mention though with Ubisoft, I definitely have to give it to Ubisoft. They're really forthcoming with like trying new tech out and stuff. Not necessarily that, but third party support, I suppose. Like look at the Wii U. They supported the hell out of the Wii U, and when nobody else was. And I mean, now we got the PSVR, and they're kind of the pioneers of third party on that. So, hats off.
And cross-platform with PC gamers too.
Yeah, that's something else we need to mention with those. Yeah. What's that?
How much they're keeping stuff up to date and adding new stuff, like they added just
Bridge Crew
for Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give them credit for all the
Which
updates.
I still need to play with you guys. I still have not done that. I've not played with
Bridge
another
Crew?
human on that sucker yet.
Oh man,
That's a fun
Yeah.
game. I'm not
we
sure
we met
I'm not sure
we
that-
met a real character the first time we all played together. This is look how long it's gonna take. Look how long it's gonna take.
We should also say part of this too is it kind of feels, even though we're all next to each other and we're across the world,
Right.
some of the delay kind of feels like we're via satellite, like we're the people on the news program that like hold our ear and talk at the same time.
Right.
There's a quarter-second delay. So like even though I'm right next to you and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I also like I feel like there's that quarter-second delay that makes it like that awkward.
All I can
pause
say,
moment thing, right? Or is that you guys feel that too?
I get that a little bit, but I'm hoping it works better than their satellite feeds generally. They're like, oh, what happened to Bob? Where's Bob? And then Bob's just standing there like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's not hearing us. We'll get back to him.
There seem to be some audio difficulties. We'll get back to Bob in just a few moments.
He's just standing there smiling.
Yeah.
I know. We can always stand like a question I have for you, Jake, is what do you feel the difference is with the big new headset you have since you have version 2.0?
Yeah, Riggs actually has 2.0 also.
Listening to you should have his. Or not.
Oh,
What?
That's right. I have 2.0, but I don't have a Pro. So I have a standard PlayStation 4, but so eventually I have to get a Pro, and then I'll have to get an old VR, and then we'll have both. My wife's been wanting me to get another one just so we can play werewolves with him together.
Oh, that's
a lot of money all at once.
So who else has pros in here?
I do.
I do not.
That
You don't
is
see
something
one for VR anymore because
Over the Pro?
all the VR games are like 12 megs and 19 megs, or gigs. I mean, sorry, not
right.
megs. It fills up quick.
That is something I wanted to address for anybody that is watching this. If you do have a PS4 Pro, do whatever you can to get the second version of the PSVR. I had the first version with the PS4 Pro and had nothing but problems. Like, video would start cutting out. It was weird. Like, it would almost be like the wrong resolution showing up on my TV and stuff, and I can only think that's something to do with the pass-through on that. I don't know, but I've had no problems with this.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's
an aftermarket stuff hooked up on it.
No, nothing.
I got mine at launch. I actually got my PS4 at launch and my PSVR at launch, and I've been very lucky. I have not had a problem with either at all.
No, yeah, for the most part.
He's talking about he had.
Oh, hey.
Oh boy, gesturing! Everybody, get it out of your system! Get it out of your system! No, he's talking. He had a Gen 1 headset
On a Pro.
Okay.
and was having problems.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, so I mean it worked obviously because I played games with you guys, but yeah, like every once in a while it just have some hiccups and stuff that I would like have to turn it off and turn it back on and stuff. I don't know, but
Did you honestly see a huge bump though?
Oh, you mean between the PS4 and the Pro?
Between the Pro, yeah.
Yes and no. It depends on the game. So I don't have.
I know you got a deal on your Pro. So
right.
If you were to pay full price for the Pro,
no.
As
no, absolutely not.
No.
Like I said, I have $60 in it basically over top, essentially.
Right.
For $60, especially including what you can do aside from VR, obviously.
That's totally worth it, yeah.
Right. But at most games they just get as like a resolution upgrade, which is nice. But some games get more than that. Gran Turismo, I actually believe they add like an audience and stuff. Frame rate will always be the same.
Actual.
Yeah, that's one thing with the PSVR. They're trying to keep everything at 60 frames, and then that breakout box doubles that.
I read
yeah.
90.
Oh, 90?
I read 90.
I love Rich Bergen.
90 is the minimum.
Where did that come from?
What?
Oh, my wife just said Rich Bergen donated $5.
Oh, wow, cool, awesome.
So, Rich.
Oh.
Yay, Rich. All right, there you go. We're well on our way. I'm well on my way to that PlayStation 4 Pro now. I only need $495. How much it is anyway.
And make mention, Rich Bergen is the MC of the podcast that I am a guest on all the time.
Yep.
Bang howdy.
Yeah, the video game show. So, thank you for that.
Right. No plug for you, video game show.
Howdy. No bang howdy, huh?
I'm not the bang howdy guy. I'm the guy that makes inappropriate comments on there.
So I gotta ask you, Jake,
No,
how are
it's
you
coincidence.
looking?
I'm the guy that's gonna make.
What?
Oh no! How are you looking at what you're going to talk about next when you're in here? Because I was looking at like show notes. I usually in my podcast, I have to run my podcast. I'm thinking like,
oh, we're doing it from the top. This is
basically
way
my
well
notes
stage here.
yeah.
The more I drink, the less notes I need.
There we go.
There's got to be heavy editing, I suppose. Yeah. But no, I think in the future, I think in the future I'll probably just write some stuff down and then we can just go off that. You can pull the visor out slightly and then you can see below you.
Yeah, that's what I do to check.
So,
I've done that to get my chocolate milk once or twice. Yeah.
Is chocolate milk code word for Kahlua?
You should put some chocolate white Russian.
Yeah.
So yeah. What are you guys? You guys are all rocking just the standard PS4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard.
Pro, yeah.
One thing I did want to mention, and you guys can chime in on this too, other YouTube channels, because that was one reason I wanted to do this. There's not many YouTube channels that focus on VR stuff yet, so what I wanted,
shout out PSVR Frank.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. If you guys don't follow PSVR Frank, do that. I would love to get PSVR Frank in this. That would be awesome. That'd be infinitely excellent.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah.
I literally walk around with it's the Frank Show. What?
The Frank Show. Come on.
The Frank Show. What? I'm constantly singing that in the back of my brain all day at work. So good.
Yeah, I like the shtick. When I first saw it, I thought, how can he keep this thing going? But he does.
I think he's toned it down a little bit. I think when he started, he didn't have the.
I was gonna say he did break one time when I was watching him, but it's because he's doing a live stream of Skyrim and is like 4 hours in or something. And people were harassing him.
Yeah, he's the go-to guy for any game that comes out that you want to see a demo of.
Right.
There's a couple others, but he's the one that I think covers the bases.
I trust his opinion too. It's been very similar to my own. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and he doesn't get much motion sickness though, so he also like turns everything way up. I'm somebody.
Right.
I don't know. We could talk about that. I don't want to admit anything, but I'll stand since we're given our in an age.
Yeah.
Just your first name.
Yeah. My name's Ben.
I'd like to admit I have a sensitive stomach that shows up every once in a while, and I will say
right there.
I know this is hard for me right now.
You get so angry. Look at yourself when you do that.
Okay.
And look how angry you look when you do it.
I'd like to say I get upset that my stomach is so sensitive, and because of that, I can attest though. The longer you're in the headset, the better you end up doing.
Really,
it's getting your sea legs.
Yeah,
If you stretch your periods out a little longer, it gets better.
Yeah,
I think
I found peppermint helps as well.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
and cranberry juice for the long periods.
Those are good for
Yeah. Yeah. I also my stomach hurts and it also burns when I urinate. What do I? Oh wait, that has nothing to do with
that wrong one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the proposition. Yeah, I didn't have that too much, but I think it's because I messed with the Gear VR quite a bit. And I was using some, I forget what it's called, but basically it's people could write their own programs for it, and somebody ported over the original Quake, and that was amazing, but it would kill your stomach. It was awesome though. Yeah. And that's something I would like to see. That's something I would like to see on this. I would love to see id like port some of those old games over.
Picking your nose.
I love Doom. Doom PFR was amazing.
Yeah, but I mean,
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Any of those early 2000s, 90s games would easily work on PS4 hardware and VR. So I would love to see them just port some of that old stuff over.
So, I have a quick question.
Go for it.
Who plays standing and who plays sitting?
I'm
Does
sitting.
anybody play standing at all? I can't.
I'm always sitting.
Always? I'm always.
I do
Only because I'm right in front of the camera.
Right.
I do standing for Job Simulator. Job Simulator does
And
do standing.
Super Hot, which is infinitely excellent.
Oh.
See,
Yeah.
that's when I start getting the most nauseous is when I'm standing. As soon as I start standing, I start getting queasy, and maybe it's because I'm not used to it, but I'm constantly sitting. And I found it worked perfect for me. I rarely get dizzy anymore.
That was something else I wanted to mention. Comfortability between the version 1 and the version 2 of the PSVR. I would definitely have to go with the second version. The first version has a
okay.
very wide and like thick cord that goes to the breakout box. This one has a very small cord. I would say it's like an NES controller of thickness. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really think it's the
It's only
size
about
of the
your
cord
thickness.
that matters. It's how you use it.
it's how you wield it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's how you push it out of the way.
I see what you're throwing there, John Billy Riggs. Yeah. Yeah, I will say Jake is the only one whose avatar looks exactly 1-to-1 like him in real life.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me and Steve Buscemi.
Montreal said. Yeah, Jake won the tournament.
Steve Buscemi 2 over here.
Tournament.
Just a little bit different.
Yeah, you won the tournament of Werewolves Within because, before this game came out, everybody knew about this game and everybody talked about it.
Yeah.
Just like they do now.
Right.
And you won the tournament and you sent in enough box tops and proofs and everything and you got to be put in the game.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. How did I forget that?
Yeah. And so,
John's just looking off.
as well.
Is John AFK?
Do it like when I'm in the first person view. When you hold L2, you can look at yourself.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
So when I hold L2 and I look this way, like right now I can look like there's Ben, there's Kurt. I'm looking right at you now, Jake, and I gotta turn all the way around backwards here. My avatar probably looks like the Exorcist now, turning all the way around. There's Martin. Hey, Martin. I look weird. Yeah, I'm looking way up.
Oh, you
It'll
can
make
actually.
sense when you see the stream, I guess.
Oh, you can. Okay, you can lean like that too. Apparently, I didn't realize you could lean.
Yeah, that's how you. That's how you lean into whisper.
Oh no. I
Standing up.
mean when you use the controller, if you're holding L2 and move the controller back and forth, you can.
Oh yeah,
you don't have
with the L
You
stick.
can just do that normal.
Well, right.
Lean your body. It shows you.
Right.
It shows you're leaning. But...
Well, let's see. I'm checking the chat right now, and what? I'm just kidding. There's no chat. Check the chat, but
Yeah. I have a chat,
if
though.
there
I'm
was,
streaming.
I think.
I was gonna say
Oh,
if
do you?
somebody.
Okay, so yeah, you're.
I was gonna say if somebody comments
If you have
on
any
my.
questions-
Yeah. Go ahead, John.
No, just that. I was gonna say, like my wife's watching the stream right now through the chat. So if
Awesome.
anybody does have any questions for us, feel free to shout it out or something.
I was
You're
gonna.
say anything? Oh, then maybe not.
I was gonna say too on
Is Ubisoft watching?
on my stream if
ahead, Jake.
if you send if you send a message on my stream, it will show up on like my visor, so like I'll be able to see what
Right.
people are saying. Yeah. Oh, is yours set up that way too, John?
There you go. Mine's not. No.
Oh, okay. I will need to turn that off
I
if
tried that for
more
a while,
people
but
start
then-
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin.
Okay. I will say, since we're in Werewolves Within, I would think some people might want to know about this wonderful Ubisoft game, and I don't know how to put it in a nutshell. I think your wife, John, is a good testament on how
Right.
addictive this game could be, from what I hear. So if we could put this game into, I tried to describe it as like a medieval Clue, or I don't know, like a whodunit.
Yeah.
I think it started
What's the best way?
as a
There's a
tabletop
werewolf card game, isn't there?
I believe.
Oh, is there?
There's a card game called Werewolves, and it's
Oh, I
that.
didn't realize that.
But if you don't know the game, yeah, it's how do you
I
explain
think
it to
this
someone?
one has more classes, though.
I
think this one has more classes
And it's-
more rules.
It's kind of a game of like BSing each other essentially too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
which it kind of shows like
what was
all
that
the.
called? Go ahead. There's that delay. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was looking at myself again. I got caught looking at myself. I think it shows all the different experiences you can have in the game, because this doesn't sound good on paper, and even watching gameplay of it, it doesn't sound fun at all. You're like, this is a dumb game. Who wants it? Rah.
Right.
But really, it's a fun game. It's one of the funnest times I've had playing it, and the people who get motion sick and everything. I don't see how you could get motion sick playing this.
Yeah.
Right.
You're sitting
Right.
there. Well, and like my wife loves it because you don't need to you're not anticipating something jumping around the corner. Like you don't have to fight a boss. You're just sitting
Right.
around talking to people. You're just hanging out. You're chilling.
It's in my opinion, it's the same thing with this in Star Trek. It's social. It's not a shooting at each other type multiplayer game. It's just very social.
Right.
Lots of laughs, lots of.
I would
funny
consider
scenarios happening.
Star Trek my favorite VR game, but it's totally because of interactivity with other people and playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I don't know
sure.
if I call it my favorite, but I would definitely say it's multiplayer wise. I think of all games, it's one of the best multiplayer
And
experiences.
make note,
just because it's.
if
so
you're not a
fun.
Star Trek person, you can still absolutely enjoy it. Like you can not know a thing about it. Yeah.
I'm not a Star Trek person.
Right.
I'm not a
Right.
person either.
Yeah.
I
I love that game.
Like
I know more about Star
literally.
Trek than I ever did playing that game.
Right. I was gonna say. I mean, literally, you could reskin the whole thing and make it like a submarine game, and it would play out just as well.
Oh, I'd love a submarine game, right?
Yeah.
Or like a space shuttle game, go to the moon or something. NASA
Star
sponsored.
Wars.
As
I know.
far
When I
as I'm,
started talking
Star
about
Wars, I'm sold.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when I started talking about Star Trek VR on my podcast. Oh yes, a shameless plug, the video game Dads.
Yeah, yeah, you
We talked
absolutely-
about VR a little bit. That was VR. That was the it was my game of the year or whatever for the first year it came out, which is now what is VR now, like 2 years old? We're
yeah.
almost at 2 years old.
I
right?
think we're almost there. Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
PSVR got
2 years in it'd be
So
like November. Isn't that when it came
yeah,
out?
so I got and I got kind of made fun of that. I'm a Trekkie, but what I liked about the Star Trek, and again, just playing through the tutorial, and not playing online multiplayer, is I can watch the show now and understand when they're like diverting
What's
power
Right.
to another part
Right.
of the ship. I'm like, wait a sec, this is my wheelhouse. I know what I'm doing right now. This
You're
is
yelling
a
at the
real thing.
screen.
It's not.
You're supposed to use the.
Right.
Yeah, well, because that's what
Not even
Star
that.
Trek was to me. It was always they had an issue, and then all of a sudden Geordie LaForge would be like, "Well, there's no way we can get past this unless we happen to take, the flux capacitor and turn it upside down,
Right.
and divert the power to so and so. This might
that's-
work."
that's
And I always
Back to
thought,
the
like, This
Future.
is always yeah. Oh,
That's Back to the Future. Flux capacitor. Back to the Future.
I'm just
What
showing
about
how
that
much
other
stuff
I'm
straight?
not a. This is proving I'm not a Trekkie. That's all I was doing.
But yeah, no, absolutely.
But not so much even that, as well as when you're actually playing the game, there's a point where it just clicks, and you get it, and you understand. Oh,
Yeah.
this does this
Yeah.
for your other teammate, and this does this for your other teammate. And as soon as that clicks, it just becomes a whole different game.
Right.
And it's so much fun to just
And-
get in there and
When you have a good captain, it makes a world of difference. Like if you have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing,
I completely agree.
yeah.
I've experienced that many a times.
Yeah, when I'm
Yeah,
captain,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
terrible. Yeah.
I was captain.
I won't lie, I'm terrible captain.
But the best thing about that is even in a terrible game, it's fun because it becomes hilarious. And there are games where there was a game, I think it was the game you were talking about, Zeb.
You can
where
use
we
my
got
real
the
name.
captain.
You
I
can use my
literally-
real name, Kurt. I'm fine
Okay,
with it.
Zebby.
As
You look like a Zeb.
as soon as we realized things were going downhill, this guy started doing crap, and it was so much fun and so funny. I literally had to take my headset off because I was crying. I was literally crying, laughing because of.
Well, you've got to be talking about Trek Me Baby. Are you talking about Trek Me Baby?
Yes.
Oh. Charging warp
the
coils.
Charging the coils.
We
I feel
we
like
need
I'm
to
in
invite
I
him in
feel like
here.
I'm in the inside joke I didn't get.
I
I
have a YouTube video of it.
Video.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's on my channel if you want to see. Yeah,
Okay.
charging warp coils is the name of it. Charging warp core.
Wouldn't that be cool
It's
if we
damn
could just
hilarious.
bring in the Star Trek people, like we all look up at the stars, and
Right.
Our eyes get all glowy, and then all of a sudden one of the Star Trek guys come up. Yeah. Here, let's try it. Everybody look up. Let's see. Yeah.
No,
No.
but
Are my eyes
I
glowing?
think they
my
might
eyes
be
glowing?
infringing on Disney with that castle.
Yeah.
Which one?
I
Dun, dun,
love the
dun,
art
dun.
style in this too.
Yeah. And Kurt, I think you found your
Look
spirit
back at
animal.
The cathedral. What's that?
An old gypsy woman.
An old Disney woman.
Yeah.
I
It's
will
just,
trade
you could be anybody in the
$2
world.
for your shoes.
Hi, John.
What?
Did you?
Oh, that's right.
Welcome.
When you're in a lobby, people can join if you're friends with them.
Yeah. I miss
Hello.
Shane Sock.
When did Lady
How are
Gaga
you?
get here?
That's not a meat
Welcome to
suit.
the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's all good.
So anyway, we have our special guest, Jake. Jake, this is our special guest that we were planning, Miss Shankin Sock. How are you doing?
I think she's confused.
He's okay.
Oh,
okay.
My wife says hi.
Oh, hi.
My wife says hi. For fun, we're recording a podcast and using the Werewolves Within lobby as the vehicle to all be in the same room while recording. So this is very
actually
awkward.
it's actually an
And
elaborate
so the most
Impractical
famous
Jokers
person here
episode.
right now.
This is
Yeah, and the
Impractical
most famous
Jokers.
person here that we have a fan club is John's wife. Is the most popular person here. She's
She's
got
not
someone
even
to come
here.
in.
Yeah, it's true.
She's not even
Well,
here.
let's get some opinions.
It's the
But anyway,
PSVR.
Mrs. Lancelot, what is your favorite
It's-
PSVR game?
Well, I'm not going to answer you until you say my name right.
Shank and sock, brother.
Shanklin Sock.
Shank and Sock. Sorry.
Shank in socks.
I apologize.
Like being in prison, bro.
What is your favorite PSVR game? I'm sorry. Are you on? I don't know. Are you on PSVR or are you on PC?
I'm on PSVR.
What's your favorite game?
Perfect.
Oh, yeah, that's the crossplay. Yeah.
Okay, so
Kurt, was that it?
What's with all the hard questions,
What's
man?
happening?
Come on,
I
Gypsy
think
Angela Lansbury.
Pretty sure she's having a stroke. She's having a stroke.
yeah, totally.
She's back.
I only have like two games, so it's like this one and Dino Frontier. But I guess this Dino Frontier is better than this one. So
I've tried the demo on that. I really enjoyed it. I
It's
can't bring
pretty
myself.
I
to-
haven't tried that one yet.
What was it?
I haven't
30
tried it.
bucks. The demo on is
no,
really
it's
good.
only. I think it's like 20.
Yeah.
Is it 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Digital, right? There's no physical.
Yeah, it's a copy.
I thought Ben was stroking out too.
sorry. My wife said I have to take the dogs out before I go to bed. So if you heard that, that's the joy of VR. Even though I'm here, I still have my obligations
Right.
in the real world.
If we review my video feed instead of John's, you will see that my girlfriend is saying she heard my lovely laugh upstairs.
When you said my wife, the first thing that went through my head was, "Honey, where is my super suit?"
What?
Anybody?
Yeah, you're right.
Fucking
Honey,
come on.
come on. Yeah, you're
Oh, she
right.
left.
I do look like Frozone. Yeah.
You see, you scared her away.
Incredibles.
You scared her away. Good job.
That's what the PSVR pals do.
Hey, what's your favorite game? Oh my God! Sorry. Edit that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It adds to
This
it.
is the
It's
difference
fine.
with the PSVR Pals podcast is at any point any one of you could come and join
Special
us.
guests.
Yeah.
Just drop by.
And
It's
that,
like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I'm sure we'll have special guests like my dog Allie, like tearing at the headset or something. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
I will say that's another real realistic thing to talk about with VR is when you have the headset on, you're kind of obviously dead to the world. So if you
Correct.
have any obligations, you're kind of
letting the dogs out.
Yeah. Yeah, like let the dogs out. That's a good example.
Who does that?
A couple of mine.
Oh, we heard your wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was asking who else had the Friday the 13th game.
Oh, I wish I did. I
The
wish I
Friday
did.
the 13th. That was the first one that got me into the whole not the first one to get me playing VR games or not VR online games.
Right.
But that was my game of the year last year. I mean the game's broken as anything, but it's that social interaction where you're talking to people and planning out stuff and just literally hanging out. I have friends up in Seattle. It's a 2-hour drive for me, so you get Reggie. Reggie was at the Missouri Game Con last year, and
Yeah.
our friend Joe and all them.
Convince Reggie to get PSVR. I've been trying to.
I want to say Reggie has a PSVR.
Really?
I'm almost positive he does.
In a Metal Jesus video, and I thought he said it was his.
Oh.
Really? Because I've talked to him about this. I've shown him because I talked to him online some, and I show him screen caps of our group. I'm like, you need to get a PSVR and join our group, and then he'll change the subject and start talking about PS1. I don't know if he plays it very much.
Oh yeah, he might just not like it. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a PS1 VR?
There's a couple people like that.
PS1 VR would definitely make you sick. I can tell you that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's quite a few PS1 games I'd love to play in a VR though.
Yeah.
Martin, sit down. You're not
I want
going
to do
anywhere.
jumping Flash in a VR.
I will say, if you
agree.
want to play, the original PSVR would be
Yep.
the Master System.
Oh man, yeah, if you ever do a Tony Hawk VR for sure.
Yeah. Did
You
guys
would
ever
throw
play,
up
the
everywhere.
Master System.
I have them sitting in the 3D glasses. Yeah, I've got them sitting in the other room.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Everything was third person or isometric. Well, no, I guess missile. The what was it? Not missile command.
Are you talking about
Missile.
Master
Rocket.
System? Red
System.
Rocket.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
3D glasses. Missile something.
Don't get touched by
I
that
think
thing.
that one was in. I digress.
So I guess something I could talk about is why I like this so much. You guys can we haven't talked about this, but my first experience with VR was 1994 in the mall. They would have these traveling VR setups, and they were so amazing. I remember I would get up and I would stand and I would sit, and they would pay. Yeah, they would pay $5 for 5 minutes, and I went to this world that looked like Tron, and it was amazing. And I was waiting 5 years, 10 years, and it took 30 years later.
Right.
We now have PSVR.
Right.
Okay, so my story on that, my mom did all these test sessions where she would go and try out food, or she would look at new products and give her opinions on them. She get paid for it. Well, they had one.
Market.
She worked for pure
They had
pleasure.
one where they needed kids. No, she didn't. She didn't work. She just did them. She did them once in a while. Anyway, they had one that they needed. God bless it. They needed kids. This is getting worse. Anyway, so I came in and I got to try out one of those systems, and then maybe 2 months, 3 months later, they started showing up at an arcade not too far from us.
Yeah.
And, I did this. I'm assuming it was the same one. It was the one I did was like a black and white checkered floor, and there were stairs and a pterodactyl, and that was the only one I ever tried. Great story. Good job, Kurt.
The first time I played it, I guess it would be probably around early '90s, and it was at Exhilarama, which was in the downstairs
Zillarama,
of.
that's
Yep.
where I.
Is that it?
Yep, that's the one I did too.
Yeah, and I
The
think
big
I played.
yellow one or the big orange one.
Right, and I think I played. And do you remember the helmet? The helmet was like 30 pounds. Like it was huge. Yeah. And
the only
Go ahead.
equivalent I could think of is the Beachhead game.
yeah. Yeah.
Think of the Beachhead arcade game. It was a helmet about that size, but there was nothing holding it. It was just sitting on your head. It was huge, heavy.
Yeah, I distinctly remember though, like, yeah, it was like $5 for like 5 minutes. Damn it. and it was just ridiculous though. Like you would play. I mean, you couldn't even figure out what you're doing in 5 minutes. And
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure it was.
What was the game?
See, okay, I played 3 different ones. One was like a night one was like a robot, like where you verse the other person that's in the VR thing. And then the other one was like a flight sim. And what I distinctly remember about the flight sim is you could turn around and see your co-pilot. And it's this terrible guy with like maybe 5 polygons just smiling at you. It was like the creepiest thing ever.
I gotta find a picture of that now.
I'll post a video of the one I did in chat later.
I definitely remember, though.
It didn't even make any sense.
I definitely remember, though, the graphics. I mean, to me at the time, they weren't bad, but I definitely remember the graphics were nowhere near the quality of N64, so just let that sink in.
Yeah.
It looked like a horrible version of a Dire Straits video.
Have we talked about the elephant in the room, which is, you know, the Virtual Boy? Have we already talked about that? In case
there were a couple good games, and you know this.
Yep. Yeah. So I think the Virtual Boy is nothing like VR.
No, it's not.
3D.
And
Yeah.
if you're wanting a VR experience, the Virtual Boy, even though it sounds like it's something you want, you do not want that. But I have played that sucker since it came out, and I bought mine from Blockbuster and all my games back in the day. And I will say, it's again, this is what I wanted that to be when I was younger. Like when you saw the commercials and you couldn't do like demos and things like that. I just think like this is. I'm hoping that PSVR continues to take off because I think there's just still so many great. Like options left of like to get more people to play this thing.
As
I
Rich
don't know what the barriers are.
Rich said, it's like Lawnmower Man on the SNES.
I like that. I agree. I completely agree. I would play that. I would completely play that just out of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who does anybody like Lawnmower Man for the SNES? Since we're talking about it,
It's been a long time since I've tried it.
Nostalgia, maybe.
Do you guys know who likes Lawnmower Man for the SNES? Here, look at me while I emote. You ready?
You!
This guy.
That guy.
He's seen a ghost!
That guy.
I like that game just for the VR parts of it. Like when you're flying through the worlds and stuff. The shooting parts aren't very good. But the actual VR parts are amazing for the Super NES. I know it's a movie game and it's not very good, but I actually like that game.
Speaking of, was there any gimmicky Super Nintendo games where you use like what do they call that? Where it's like the blue and the red glasses? Did the Super Nintendo have? Did Super Nintendo have any like that?
Nintendo did, but I don't remember any Super Nintendo ones.
Yeah, not Super Nintendo.
That kind of surprises
The
me.
PS3 did.
Yeah.
The PS3 had.
So did the Wii. Yeah.
The Batman.
Yeah, the Wii did.
Arkham Asylum. And,
okay.
The Green Hornet.
Your wife's tired, John.
Green Lantern. The Green Lantern
Arkham
game
Asylum
also had 3D glasses.
Had 3D glasses.
3D glasses. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never saw
If
that.
you look at
It says 3D on the cover.
Greatest Hits Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can change it to 3D
but
mode.
we're not talking about red and blue. We're talking about the shutter, or the
we're talking red and blue.
Yeah.
No, we're talking red and blue.
Yeah.
It came with those glasses inside the case.
Really?
If you look at, go look at some like eBay auctions and look at like Batman Arkham Asylum 3D. You'll find the 3D glasses still in there, but you can use regular red blue, and it worked okay. It wasn't wonderful, but it worked okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I'd seen that. I just always assumed it was for like 3D TVs, like the polarized glasses.
Well, that's also an option.
Yeah.
That's also an option. Assassin's Creed had that the TV, the 3D TV. Shadow of the Colossus had that
Shadow
too.
of Colossus had that.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. I never had a 3D TV because it was kind of a flash in the pan, but.
Okay. I used it. I mean, I had some. Oh, that's the other thing. 3D movies. Have we talked about that?
Yeah.
Oh no, we definitely need to bring that up. Yeah, not a lot of people realize, but
you can watch 3D movies.
Yeah, and it works really well. Like I would say, probably better than off a TV. I mean, I haven't had one to try it out, but I couldn't imagine getting a better experience out of it.
Because it's the equivalent of it.
Have you tried both?
Oh, sorry, I've got it. I mean, I've watched several movies on the TV, and I've got the kind that's battery-powered glasses that have to automatically shutter.
Right.
And
the shutter glasses.
And sometimes they mess with my eyes, and wearing the headset's actually more comfortable than wearing those glasses.
Yeah.
At least I think.
When you do that, do they ever become out of sync?
The
Like
glasses.
the shutters? Yeah.
I haven't had that happen.
No.
Yeah. I was gonna say I watched Prometheus and the new Poltergeist on PSVR, and it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Worked really
I'm
well.
halfway through the tape.
I actually had a 3D projector actually. So PSVR is equivalent to when you're watching a movie, supposedly like a 200-inch screen.
Right.
I have a projector that's like 120-inch screen.
Yeah.
And the 3D is very good. And for most people, I think it's the only way they're going to be able to watch these 3D movies. But they might own some and not even realize it and pop them in. But what did I watch? Walking with Dinosaurs. We could give that away. I have the
that would
code.
be cool.
Maybe I can read it off, and since you guys are streaming, someone can first one to get it. You can get Walking Dinosaurs 3D, huh?
Hold
How
on.
do we do that?
Hold on. Where
I still need a copy of that.
Where do you
I don't have any 3D movies.
I should give it.
Yeah, that's something else to bring up. They're always like
I need to order
$30. Yeah.
Oh, they're cheap.
Well,
They're
it's
cheap on Best Buy.
because you
right
can't
now.
just
Yeah,
get,
$10.
You can't just get the 3D movie. It's always in the big, gigantic package of the DVD, the Blu-ray, the 3D, the digital.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But I watched Tron, and I thought Tron was amazing because it's a lot of dark on just thin white lines, or the orange lines or whatever. So it really makes it feel like it has a lot of
Or
depth.
Tron Legacy.
No, the new one.
Tron Legacy. Okay.
It really pops because there's not a lot going on screen, and those digital lights or whatever you want to call it.
John is gonna
They
fall asleep.
really give a great sense of depth.
You falling asleep over there, John? I heard that.
No. I was trying to make myself not hiccup.
So you yawn?
For air.
So
It worked.
One of the best 3D movies I can recommend is Pacific Rim in 3D.
Yes.
If anybody wants to see
Yes.
3D, show it off. That one is amazing.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
a good idea.
check that
You'll
out.
be
Yeah.
clapping slowly. Yeah, just like that. Clapping that slowly
Just
while
like
you're
that.
watching.
Just like
I
that.
haven't seen it with the VR, but on my TV, I watched that one 3D. It is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one I'll
Yeah,
definitely
Martin
check
can
out.
confirm. It's a consensus. Yeah.
There you go. 2 out of 5 PSVR panels agree.
I was gonna say, and I do have to bring something up. It's another feature of the PSVR. Not that anybody's checked it out.
Boy, here comes the porn. The porn talk.
Wow.
Wait, what?
But there are
It only took you an hour and a half to get to that.
there are websites
Where
that
are
you can go
where are you
to.
going with this?
Hold on. He's finishing right now. This is his finish. This is his big finish.
We are at it's like
This is where the
10:20.
fireworks happen.
By the way, we are like at 10:20 now. Like I think that's the time.
That's crazy. It's gotten so.
I'm fine chilling and talking some more. I
Okay.
need to
You
take
lose track of time here.
But
Oh,
I need
smoke
to
break.
take
Yeah,
pee-pee,
that's
but
true.
pee-pee.
Smoke break, Kurt.
yeah.
I would love a smoke break. Maybe I'll pee-pee and smoke.
Well, with the headset on.
Jake, Jake, I will say, what do you think is the if we're gonna get together, where can we, tell people and tell ourselves where you can find us and interact with us, and how often we're gonna do this in the future. What are your plans for this?
So
Jake's address is 345. John Road.
He's gone at these certain times. The key is hidden. No. So
That's right.
I'm Jake Friedel on YouTube. Otherwise, you can find me on Facebook and hit me up. Again, also part of the Video Game Show podcast. Also on Twitter, Zebular0.
And the PlayStation VR, the PlayStation VR physical collectors group on Facebook.
Yeah. We definitely need to mention that. Yeah. So start a group up. We're all admins on it. So it's the PSVR physical collectors group. I made like a Google spreadsheet of all the games that currently have physical stuff, or like if you buy the physical copy, it's playable without having an internet connection, like to basically safeguard it for what comes out in the future, or like if the network goes down in the future, you'll still have it.
Sure.
So, yeah, definitely join.
How many games roughly are we at with physical? How many physical games are we
Here,
at?
let me look, because I'm down by like 2 right now.
Yikes. And not just U.S. release, but also like import. There's some games that come out in the U.K., or there's a couple of them from Japan that we're not getting in the U.S. So it's a cool little spreadsheet if you're a physical collector.
We're looking at about 40. About 40 total.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a great system.
Probably.
I was gonna say it's a great system to collect for, because it's awesome to collect for because there's not too many games yet.
Right.
So it's not like you're collecting Game Boy Advance games or something. And there's like over 2,000.
And the elephant in the room, Job Simulator's already like a $70 game, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
The most expensive game for the VR is less than $100.
Clarify this for me.
Yeah.
Was that released in America physically?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's how I got it.
Job,
Yeah.
Job Simulator?
Yeah, that's how I got it.
mine from Play Asia.
Oh really?
In fact, I believe you're the one that told me about it. That it was. That Play
No,
Asia was.
I got mine from GameStop, used for $20.
Before you had VR for sure.
Yeah.
I think I spent 30.
Yeah,
on
I
mine.
will
I had a
say
lead on a physical one at GameStop a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
I missed
get it,
out.
John?
I didn't. No, it was I just left we have a Seattle retro collectors group. Well, keep an eye out for each other. And I was just like, I'm looking for a physical copy of Job Simulator if anyone has one. And through the GameStop app, you can see, like, if you can order it online, you can. But if there's only one left, it stays in store. And somebody did some searching and found one in store complete, but couldn't get there in time. And by the time he got there, the store already transferred it somewhere else because someone else was going to buy it.
Oh,
and they
man.
wouldn't send it to me because it was out of their district. So I was like, I missed out on my $30 copy, but I'll find one eventually through a game. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. The Missouri GameCon 3. I'm looking for my PlayStation, my Job Simulator. Someone better bring one. One of the vendors better bring one. Damn it!
Bring it.
See if you can find a Play Asia copy. Those might be cheaper.
Yeah, well, I could do that too. I mean, I don't mind if it's from another region. I would like it to
Right.
be the U.S. release,
Right.
the NPSC. But if I have to go the other route, I promise I don't mind. I was gonna do that with Robinson, but I found a Robinson locally. One of my friends was looking out and found a Robinson traded into PlayStation or the GameStop locally. So
Kurt, what are you
Yeah, I
doing?
think another one.
Robinson's also getting up in price.
Yeah, just so people know too, like, because I think this is proving that PSVR is getting so popular because, again, since I had it at launch, I was buying games for it when no one was and there wasn't many groups. I know, slow clap, how impressive. But I mean,
Yeah.
the next,
That was for Martin.
I was just gonna say, I think the next game that's gonna be expensive, that's gonna come up now, is Invisible Hours. So
Yeah,
grab that.
I think so too.
Thank you, Jake.
I don't have that one yet.
Jake's
exclusive.
Yeah,
GameStop
GameStop.
exclusive.
Yeah, GameStop had a deal on it too. I think. What did I get it for you at that time, Kurt?
$20, I believe.
I got it. I got it. Yeah.
Is it still 20 or
Yeah,
did it
got
go
down
up?
to 20.
Oh, I want $20.
I think it went back to
don't know where it's at
30.
now.
Okay.
But I honestly, if you can find it, it's not well known enough that I think you could get a used copy for the $22.99 or whatever. You could even get it on eBay now. But I see that in 6 months being higher than Job Simulator, and that's going to be a hard one to find.
It's a low limit, like a low release, like they didn't make as many of them, kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have one yet, but I'll look out for it.
It should be at pretty much everyone right now.
In store at GameStop this weekend. I was able to snag a copy of that. I mean, I know it's not expensive, but I don't think it was a huge print, was it, Jake?
No. Well, that was another one of those deals. That's perpetual, and that's something we need to talk about. Perp or Perpetual are based out of UK, and all of their releases have been coming out in the UK first. We've been slowly getting them. Don't Knock Twice will be coming out.
Exclusive?
What's that?
VR cards?
No. In fact, I didn't realize it was there. I thought it was a Best Buy exclusive, actually. But yeah.
I see it on Amazon. Yeah, I think on Amazon, and it's still only like 20-something bucks. But I didn't expect to find a brand new physical copy in a GameStop.
Yeah, but no, actually,
for $20.
Yeah, Jake, you're right. It's called PERP, right? Like perp.
Yeah. And I've actually reached out to them, and they're wanting to release more stateside, but they can't really say when it's going to happen or if it's going to be all their games even.
How cool would this be?
Push from the listeners or whatever.
Exactly.
Just tweet at them and that kind of thing, because they're the ones that they're going to need. People actually demanding this game.
They actually followed me back on Twitter, which I thought was kind of crazy.
Yeah, see,
so
that's awesome.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
So how cool would it be to bring the developers into something like this and have?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's another just.
Or just develop.
You have to figure they have the VR already.
Right.
You would hope. I would hope.
The only thing is then their avatar would probably get known, but that's actually a big surprise because Miss Shankenstock was actually the developer of Star Trek Bridge Crew. I'm smiling right now.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah. So it was
my goodness.
All right. So most anticipated title. I'll start.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Moss.
Wow.
The
I didn't
demo.
see that one coming.
Yeah, we've all been talking
Slightly
about it.
sarcastic, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you might have saw it coming, but our listeners didn't.
That's right,
Martin. And this isn't for you. This isn't for you, Martin.
Not for you. No.
Don't make me stay between you guys. Yeah.
The demo I thought was amazing. I thought it really conveyed at least what the core game is going to kind of be.
Yeah,
which is
looking in on a diorama. It felt very Zelda to me. And looking in on a diorama playing a Zelda game. The puzzle solving was fun. The mechanics of combat was fun. Moving things in the world was fun. It really just seemed like a really cool game.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Jake?
Yeah. So and this is really sad. I think is it Bravo or whatever? Not
Team Bravo or Bravo Team?
No. I mean, okay, that is one that I'm kind of looking forward to. That's the ones by the guy Supermassive, isn't it? Or not Supermassive.
Right.
What?
No, Supermassive is the Supermassive. The Inpatient is Supermassive.
Okay, I think it's by them. Yeah, isn't it by them? I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, the Bravo team?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure.
The two-player cover shooter?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe.
Sure
it is.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. That's like what, next month?
Yeah, March something.
No, it's this month, isn't it?
March.
Oh, it's March. Okay.
I'm interested in that, but there's something else coming out, and I don't know the name of it. That's why we need notes to look at.
The Counter-Strike?
Yes. And they have.
That I saw. That looks really good. It's a full motion. It's not on rails.
Right, and it's got like set up the bomb and like detonate and like defuse and stuff like that. I think that could be really fun with the aim controller.
I think it's already out on like Vive and HTC.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
But I think they just made an announcement that it's coming to PSVR. Or at least they're looking into PSVR.
Speaking of,
what do you get? Something like that.
VR Frank was wrong. VR Frank was wrong. There is no Fallout 4 coming, at least in the near future.
Oh, okay.
Which is a shame.
It's the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show. Come on, the Frank Show. What? Shut up, Frank.
John, what about
Do you
you?
guys think? Yeah, I was gonna say who's left, John and Martin.
John and Martin.
Martin.
No, I'm not I'm a fan, but not a fanatic. And but that Rick and Morty VR game, I saw at PAX.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a line around the block, basically, just to play it for like the 5-minute demo or something like that. And it looks awesome. It just looks like you're in a cartoon. So I like more. I'm okay with like experiences. I mean, games are fun too. Like I'm having fun with Doom. I'm having fun with Skyrim. But I also don't mind just the like it's the experience of you are in the game or you're in the cartoon or something like that. And that Rick and Morty game to me looks pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
And it's called Blood. Okay, so real quick, Blood and Truth is the game that's going to be like the gangster one
Yes,
from
yes,
VR
yes.
World. That's quickly mine is because I'm looking at my phone. Blood and Truth coming out this year is what London Heist is going to be into a full game.
That does look
Sorry,
excellent.
okay, Martin. Go ahead. Martin.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that though. Is it it's going to be more on rails, right? It's not a full free roam. Okay.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Martin,
I don't have
last
one
but not
particular
least.
that I'm looking. I don't have one I'm really looking forward to, but I'll answer with one I wish came out. Is a full game of Danganronpa VR because I played the demo. I love that series, and I played the demo, and it was amazing.
I was waiting for it to be Dead or Alive Extreme 3 or whatever.
Oh yeah. Isn't that now that's the one Zebulon you could probably say only one region actually gets the
Japan,
the
VR,
VR mode and
I can't hold it anymore. I'm going pee.
He's doing it right there.
That's right.
I love how people look like they go lifeless whenever they do that.
However, if they made a PSVR Doki Doki Literature Club, I promise it would sell out.
Doki Doki Literature?
Yeah.
Have you not heard of that?
No,
Look it up online.
Never mind then.
Crazy.
Is this age appropriate?
Yeah, it's the game that all the cool YouTubers are playing. All the guys with like over 1 million subs.
Really?
I'm not,
Wow.
which is probably why I don't have 1 million subs.
No, yeah, you need to resort to playing nothing but Minecraft.
yeah.
Oh, perfect.
No,
Yeah.
the real
Yeah.
YouTubers are sitting in the lobby of Werewolves Within.
Right.
That's where it's at.
That's
They
that's
just
right.
That's right.
Well, first of all, to let you know our age, this isn't Twitch, so that kind of tells you that we're all 30 plus, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we skew to a little bit of an older demographic. I don't know. What is your guys that listen to our podcast are older, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jake?
Rich, as far as we know, had the first video game show podcast because that was before the word podcast was even a thing. Like it was just
Yeah.
a radio show or whatever, like campus radio
That's right.
show.
The pioneer.
That's right.
What show number are you up to, or do you guys even keep count?
That's what's funny about it. I
Here
believe
she comes back. Here it comes. Oh.
I believe the number he's up to is like in like 550 or something by now. But yeah, it's completely out of order. I don't know.
Uh-oh. Is she
Well,
going
getting
pee
there.
right
Hold on.
now?
We're getting there.
Man,
Oh.
I was
are you?
pooping. Just a quick poop.
I'm gonna lean over here.
Yeah. Trust me. You want to. I don't know how to make a waving motion. Just do something
That's
like
right.
that. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and I would like to say going into the future with this, hopefully we can find other lobbies and stuff. Maybe that will actually help with the response time, or maybe even being in an actual group chat. Maybe that would help. I don't know. I mean, we can just try different things out.
I think the group chat. I like this. I like having an avatar in front of everybody, and I think Rec Room might work, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can try it for sure.
There you also have control over your hands.
Yeah, we can try it
We'll
out.
try that next week.
Rec Room's good. It's just we all have to be pretty close to each other, like within a few feet of each other.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Somewhere.
I did see that before.
You wouldn't be able to hear us, so we'd have to pick a designated area and not really jump around too much. I don't think.
Can you not just open up a private room or anything?
No, I think you can. I'm wondering for your guys' stream.
Private.
If
Is that what Martin's pointing out?
If one person kind of jumps away and throws a basketball or something, like, will they not be able to be heard or something? We could just test it out.
Right. Yeah.
That's all. But
well,
no, I think that's a good idea.
At that rate, we could have our avatars, but still have a group chat.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be any distance issues or. And John, were you not aware this is going to be a nightly podcast?
Yeah, every night.
We're back tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's every night.
Every.
We're syndicated.
Yeah.
John,
I got 3 kids,
John's wife is like, John's wife is like, when am I going to play
And a
the
wife,
game?
yeah.
How about 2 weeks? 2 weeks sound good? Every 2 weeks?
Yeah, bi-weekly. That's what we do. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I only have 1/3 of the dogs every other week, so that definitely helps with my situation. I don't know.
What do you have?
Oh, okay.
Timeshare?
Yes. So my girlfriend and her old roommate, we
should probably do this after the stream is over.
Never mind.
Leave that.
Leave him hanging. Just leave him hanging.
Yeah. To be continued.
Continued.
We just established our ongoing joke. That's our ongoing
PSV.
joke.
Amber will be
need to
thrilled.
trademark, PSVR pen pals or something. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you can have you can have your YouTube listeners maybe suggest some names for the group too. That could be something.
Yeah.
they can
I'm guessing in my
throw out
particular
there.
chat, there's nobody saying anything or in there, but John's, I'm sure, is like blowing up right now.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there's nobody in your chat.
You're right.
Jake.
Rich was for a small period of time.
A small second. Here, I'll join it now, and maybe we'll create a black hole because we're both in VR, and I'll join your chat.
There we go.
So you guys watched the latest Cloverfield last night, right?
No, I want to.
Don't
though.
say anything.
No, we should.
I'm not.
Okay, yeah. Don't say.
Wait, the latest Cloverfield.
Yeah. The third Cloverfield came out last night, and apparently the fourth one is coming out in October already, which is awesome.
Wait, what?
Awesome.
Third
Yeah.
Cloverfield? I didn't even know they were making. Wait, which?
Netflix.
Not Cloverfield Lane, right?
No, yeah, the third one, Cloverfield.
Really? There's a new Cloverfield.
The third
movie?
one's a straight. It's
Yeah.
to Netflix.
Yeah, it dropped last night during the
What
Super
am I
Bowl.
doing here talking to you guys?
That's what I'm saying.
Was it any
Did
good?
I just jump?
Yeah, I liked it.
Podcast. I mean, is this the Netflix podcast?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
but it's
we were nicely. we were.
I think it would be really cool to get some random guests on here. Yeah, if we could get devs to get us like beta codes so we could review games, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
What do you?
We would do it honestly.
Yeah, Kurt, what do you? Kurt was about to laugh about something. I don't know.
What?
Never mind. I thought for sure that was.
Talking about anything?
All right, never mind. All right.
So, any ideas? Topics next week. I think we should continue to discuss like little. I don't want to say hidden gems because that's a little overdone. But games that people might not know are really good. Right?
Hidden Gems is good.
Okay, hidden gems.
Yeah.
Let's make our own phrase for it, like
Undiscovered Jewels.
Undiscovered jewels. And the undiscovered jewel of the week.
That's right.
How about
Diamonds in the rough.
Yeah,
Diamonds in the
virtual
rough.
jewels.
That's not a bad one. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Grandpa's hidden candy.
And this week on Grandpa's Hidden Candy. Oh man, that's
It's a Werther's. Spoiler alert! It's a Werther's.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought you were.
from the bottom of Grandma's purse.
I thought you were doing that Family Guy. Like,
Those are the
hey,
best
Hey
kinds.
there, muscly arm throwing boy. Yeah. I've got a silver dollar in my pocket. You just gotta reach it. I can't get it on account of my arthritis. My arthritis.
John is losing subs as we talk.
Oh boy.
No, I think they're all right.
Oh, good. But
All right.
and that is
We'll
going to
sign
be.
out anyway, I'll
I was gonna
just
say
but-
this is that will be the focus going forward, is family friendly. So
Yeah, I think
Tune in
that's
next
pretty
week.
safe.
Grandpa's Hidden Candy.
This might be the first and the last.
we'll see. We'll see the reaction. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Forget having PSVR in the title. We should just call that the name of the whole show.
Grandpa's hidden
Grandpa's
candy.
Hidden Candy.
That's what I said.
Okay, what's the acronym for that?
Call it
GHC.
Call it
Yeah.
VR Grandpa's Hidden Candy or Grandpa's Hidden Candy VR.
That's not dirty, right? That's not dirty.
No, it's not.
No.
Okay, I like
I
it.
think you would have to read into it. So if you get your mind out of the gutter, we're
Right.
just a bunch of guys that are talking about VR in a nerdy lobby
Okay.
based on a board game.
And
It's a lot more
then
innocent
a legend was born.
You gotta get below the subtext.
yeah.
A legend was born.
So tune in. Yeah. So tune in.
2
every
weeks.
other Monday.
Yeah, for another episode of
Yep.
Grandpa's Hidden Candy.
And if anybody wants to sponsor us, like Raiders or
Oh, I would love that.
Lemonheads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrigley's Spearmint,
I'm a big Nerds fan,
Little
just
shoe
so
button
you know.
candies.
Yeah,
That's right.
Nerds and Gobstoppers over here.
Shred Wheat, bring it on.
Yeah. What?
All the old-fashioned candy. It's all like the shoe button candy and like the whorehound candy. And I'm trying to think, like, can we get a sponsor that's like those, like the licorice pipes? Can we do those?
Oh, the licorice pipes. Back in my day, the licorice pipes. Oh, the licorice pipes.
I love that everything's like an innuendo. It's like a Pixar movie or something, and it's kind of fitting the art style.
Yeah.
All right.
Very true.
All right, so Grandpa's Hidden Candy, 2 weeks.
Yep. Till next time. Thanks
All right.
everybody for joining us. John's.
And this is where John says, "Oh, I lost your guys' contact information."
No, yeah, I was gonna say we should plug it really quickly. Missouri Game Con. It's gonna be August 4th this year.
Correct.
Location to be determined yet, and
Yes.
you can hang out with all of us live, not even through the art of VR. You'll see us in all of our millions of polygons in real
Yep.
life.
Yep, millions of polygons. Millions.
Millions of polygons, millions of polygons, millions of polygons. All right,
And
I'm
on
signing
that
out.
note, see you in 2 weeks. Stay out of Grandpa's candy.
Goodbye.